I spotted this guy heading up the hill with mob of deer, a couple of hinds with him, and yeah, it looked big enough to be a donor cape for the stag that I took before Christmas. He's in good shape. He's got a really nice pelt on him. He would have grown up to be a good looking stag actually. He's got some half decent genetics. He's starting to get that really nice shape. He's a little bit longer on his right side inner than his left, but still not a bad looking little stag. So yeah, it was a I think it was a 437 metre shot with the 210 grain nozzler out of the 300 rum. Good shot. He was quartering away, so just tucked him in behind the shoulder, angling forward, and he didn't make it any more than about 15-20 metres before he dropped. So yeah, again, great result. I've got some more bone just to chuck up on the wall, more good memories. Still with a little bit of velvet on, so a little bit of character, so that's all good. A cape for my Christmas stag and a bucket load more meat, so yeah, pretty stoked. Alright, well, I better get stuck into it. The sun's already getting high in the sky, it's going to start getting pretty warm, so alright. In this breakdown I'm using the Southwind Mark II from R&M Blades. I've been running this knife in my day pack for last year and it's proven time and time again to be a great all-rounder. As you can see, I'm using it for both caping out a stag and pulling it apart. With its Magna Cut stainless steel blade, it was tough enough to get through the whole breakdown without dulling off. You can find them online, Instagram and on Facebook as well. Well, what a massive morning that turned out to be. I got to my hunting spot at first light, glassed for the first hour before that stag and those two hinds just burst out of their beds and made a beeline for the saddle, to get over the back of the hill. My guess is to get some shade. When the sun came up, that temperature spiked and it got real warm real fast, so they were making tracks. So it was actually really hard to sort of set up the camera and the rifle. As you saw, I didn't get the kill shot on film, but better luck next time. The heat was a massive problem. By the time I got to the stag, he was in direct sunlight and it was getting warm really quick, so I had to make fast work of caping him, pulling his front and rear quarters off and his back straps out. I didn't get any film packing him out back to the car. It was just way too hot. I just had to get him to the car and get him home to get him all cooled down. I didn't want to lose the meat. Yeah, so, but stoked, saved it all. So yeah, we got all 4 quarters, back straps, cape, and a rack to put up on the wall. It's not the stag that I wanted to open my 2025 account with. I've been chasing a bigger one around the hills for the last 6 weeks. I was actually out there yesterday, did a bunch of Ks, 200 or so meters of elevation, just chasing this thing around. He did evade me. I found his hoof prints, fresh poo, where he'd urinated on a scrape, sorry, preach. Yeah, I was pumped. But anyway, I managed to bump into a couple of fallow. There was a little stickhead buck there holding a couple of does. Yesterday, today, I'm knackered. Oh, and a few days beforehand, my son and I were actually invited out to a mate's farm where they get Sambar, fallow and red. And yeah, on the last day, last hunt, my mate called in a little ruddy red spike, and yeah, I downed him at 200 meters, which is fantastic because got plenty of meat off him too, front quarters, rear quarters, back straps, and tenderloin. So yeah, pretty pumped. So it's been an epic last week. Very happy, freezer's full. I've got my donor cape. I've got more bone to chuck up on the wall. So what a great way to start off the year. So anyway, yeah, happy hunting, full bellies, all the best this year, and stay safe. Thanks for watching. Catches. Bye.